I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join me this particular morning for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. Today we will be discussing our home win against Brentford. It wasn't easy, but we did pull through. It was a good performance, professional performance by the boys. It didn't look like we were going to lose it, but at the same time, it ended in an edgy way, if you get my point. But more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well, and I appreciate you all finding the time to join me this particular morning. Please, if you don't mind, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have just 6 likes, and we have a total of 11 people following the show, 5 on YouTube, the rest on X. Wherever you're following the show on, just know that we appreciate you. So thank you so much. What we're going to do today, we will first of all go news hunting. After news hunting, then we'll try we'll go news hunting to see if there's anything that be of interest to us that would like to look at. I doubt there won't be. Here's the thing: there will not be too many of that. Except for comments from pundits and football journalists singing Chelsea praises, the argument whether Chelsea are in a title race, in the Premier League title race, to be more specific. But we will go news hunting anyway. Just give me 1 second here. Let me fix something. But keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 6 likes, obviously. We should be doing a lot better than that. So I'm going to go to the presentation window here. Let's go with this guy here. Okay. And then who do we have in the chat? Rain, just Mr. Rain alone. Rain, nice to see you. And I'm going to say this even before I try it. I think you're the only one here in the community that the command that I created for you still works. It doesn't work for anybody else. That's crazy. Why that is the case, I don't know. I'd be shocked if it doesn't work right now. Give me 1 second here. So we will start with news hunting. Probably we'll be reading a lot of what pundits and football commentators and former footballers are saying about Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, singing us praises. The argument whether we're in the title race or not. Give me 1 second here. Let me share the link so that if any of the panelists has time, they'd come and join us so you get diversified opinion and not just listen to I alone waffle. 1 second. All right, there you go. We are there. Okay. News hunting begins. Rain, nice to see you. Even Nightbot is still not listening even to your own command. Frank Leboeuf, now we have Caicedo that Caicedo Kante. That's Caicedo Kante for me. Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna laugh at. I wouldn't even say that this is his demise. I think probably they will be making a lot of signings because usually when teams go through such difficult, difficult period, it's again, you could say it gets worse when low confidence sets in. And in Man City's case, I think their biggest problem is low confidence, irrespective of who's the who they have out injured or not. Unfortunately, low confidence is their biggest, perhaps biggest issue to solve right now, and that's not easy. Usually, in most cases, when that happens, it's either the manager leaves or they make a lot of changes in terms of signing, letting a lot of players go and signing new players before you are able to fix that. So I'm not sure how they're going to solve it, but I think eventually they'll be back. But I honestly do not want to laugh at him. He's one of the greatest ever manager. That nobody's going to take that away from him. But that's, by the way, as I said before, we will continue. Is that the where am I? Is this the correct blue footy? Yep, it is. So what I was saying this. Okay, group. He's created a group. Okay, that's his opinion there. I don't want to read his personal opinion to you. Joe Cole, the midfield, Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, Cole Palmer, three of the four in there is just dominating most games. Cole Palmer, I think he operated differently yesterday, but we'll get into that in a bit. But let's continue. Let's keep Enzo Maresca after beating Everton next week to top the Premier League. He'd still tell you we're not ready. And in all honesty, we're not. Beyond where we are in the table, the truth remains, yeah, we're not mature enough. You cannot guarantee that, you can say, the kids, that complacency don't set in. Or they perform, yeah, we've started performing consistently, but complacency is one thing. We don't know yet whether that's something that they'd be able to not let what's the word I'm looking for? Not let set in, because if it happens, it becomes a huge problem. Vic, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. And this year, up to Joe, across the 10,000 current simulations, computer simulations, Chelsea won the Premier League just 2.8 of the time. But this has gone up from 1.0 before the weekend. If Chelsea keeps winning, it won't take long for the supercomputer to recalibrate its expectations. It's really that simple. It works with information. If we improve, if we show better form in our next, if we win our next few games, yeah, it changes. So it's a Liverpool. Okay, after when a Premier League 24-25 before and after match day 16 Opta title winning odds. Liverpool before was 81.1, Arsenal 11.8, Chelsea 2.8, Manchester City 4.3%. So but Chelsea has gone up to, okay, you see the changes there. I don't want to start reading the numbers for you. Let's see what Vic has to say here. Vic is saying Palmer was a bit lackluster yesterday. He was, irrespective of the fact that he operated differently. I think you could say they still didn't measure the standard that he set for himself. Again, that's my opinion, but I think he operated differently. And yes, he didn't, but he couldn't have multiple assists yesterday had we been more clinical in front of goal anyway. But that's, by the way. Anything else here? The Opta computer analysis now sees them as a third favorite to win the title, with their predicted win percentage almost doubling across the match day, 2.8 up to 5.5%. I don't want this, really. I don't want this attention, really. That's why, yeah, truthfully, looking beyond where we are in the table, we're still very immature. I think that's the correct term to use for it. We're not mature enough to say, yeah, given the maturity of the players, that we're definitely going to win it. But that's not to say that we cannot win it. If I'm into betting, I wouldn't bet that certainly we're going to win it. I would bet with the mindset that, yeah, chances are we're not going to win it. Chances are we'd win it, if you get my point. And that's Mr. T saying, I loved how quickly we won back the ball after losing it. The energy and work rate, amazing. Caicedo was just brilliant yesterday. Towards the end of the game, also, when others were, you could say, looked tired, he was still energetic. Didn't want he didn't want Brentford to keep the ball even for 10 seconds. He was putting in tackles, sliding tackles and all that, and he won the ball. The second goal was from him winning back the ball and then releasing it to Enzo, who deliciously set it up on a platter for. I wouldn't say on a platter, but it was a delicious pass. For Nicholas Jackson, because the defender couldn't stop it, and Jackson did all the rest. He did a lot of work, and he was determined to put that away after missing that sitter a few minutes earlier. But that's by the way. Good morning to you too, Chama. Nice to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're okay. I hope the cases you've been busy. Um, your brother, he's not going to be talking a lot. Yep, he's not going to be bringing up the title, Arsenal's title chances this time because yeah, they're not they're not doing well. But Choma, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Hello everyone. Wishing you all a wonderful week. Same to you, Choma, and thank you. I appreciate you. The queen of the house. It's been a while. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. This says okay. We've read this. Glenn Johnson talking about Chelsea Football Club. Enzo Maresca looks as if he's built them into a team with all the players pulling in the same direction. Every one of them is capable, and when good players are put together and pull in the same direction, then that's a game changer at this level. I don't like the attention. I'm going to keep saying it. We're truly not, again, mathematically and where we are in the table. Yeah, technically we're in the title race. We're in the Premier League title race, to be more specific. But the truth remains, looking beyond those things I just mentioned, uh, we're not mature enough to say, yeah, definitely we're in the title race because of the maturity of the team. But that's by the way. Let's see. Enough of the commentaries. I'm going to try for us to get into the match review exercise proper soon. Brentford was extremely physical, you could say, on papers, and we know they're a physical side, but they did a lot more to try to unsettle us with a physical approach. But it didn't work. I think we did measure up to that. They started us like maybe they believed it would. On sometimes you see unnecessary nudging from the Brentford players, but it still didn't work. We played very well. The pressing was good, but not as effective as usual, in my opinion. But still, it worked to an extent. But yeah, what else do we have here? Let's see. Chelsea boy Brentford was extremely physical against us. They played it. They played it as if it was a final. As if it was a final for them. Don't even mention their goalkeeper. At one point he was yeah. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Yeah, they were. It was on papers. They were trying to settle us, unsettle us, but it didn't work. You cannot believe it that Chelsea is above Arsenal. Yeah, nobody expected us to be doing as well as we're doing right now. Yeah, but I'm not getting carried away because I followed football long enough to know that yeah, things can change just like this. Um, but the signs are good. The manager is an intelligent manager. He's not bent on using a particular approach. He's very fluid. He changes things based on the opposition, and that has helped us so far. And I don't think he changes. That's why I go into games confident that yeah, we're not gonna get battered or disgraced. If anything, if we lose, then it'd be that sort of game you'd look at and say we played well. That we were just unlucky to have lost the game in particular. If that makes sense. Yeah. I have been very busy, Kachila, but I am taking off next week. Woo! So we'll see you a lot more next week. But thank you. It's a good thing to hear that you've been busy. We understand bills don't pay themselves, but thank you for finding the time to be with us this particular morning. So Glenn Johnson, I think we've addressed that one. Glenn Johnson also looks like he said a lot. I think it's the best I've seen Enzo Fernandez play since he's been at Chelsea, and now he looks like a player. He's getting goals, controlling games, and that's what you expect of somebody with his price tag. Listen, why are people sounding as if um, he's just started playing well for Chelsea? He's been playing well for us. The difference you could argue is just that uh, all our players are doing well. Yeah, better than they did last season. But last season, a lot of people were expecting so much from him. But at the time, the team was struggling. So even no matter how well he did on the two X's, that's the term, what we call them here, it'd be difficult to isolate his performance. It wouldn't even make sense to do so. He started the season very well, even when Enzo Maresca started selecting the pairing of Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo, people thought that was it for him. And we were trying to educate them that that's not the case. The manager was doing that, started doing that at the time because we were licking goals, irrespective of our defensive record at the time being one of the best. The truth remains that at the time, we were scoring a lot of goals, but we were conceding a lot, and you cannot outscore every team you all the teams you play against. But the manager, smart enough, decided, okay, you know what? Let's sort this out first. Then Enzo will still come back, and he did say actually during one of his presses that eventually it will become one of Romeo Lavia, Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. But he's found a way to use three of them in the same lineup, and it's worked. It has worked. Enzo are operating more than just doing more than just being a deep lying playmaker. He's adding goals and assists to his game, and he's always had it in him. It just our previous managers that he's played on the Dane wasn't too sure how to utilize him to get the best out of him. But I'm just happy, and I've always told people that the club Chelsea aren't looking to sell him, irrespective of what we're hearing. You could say the news that emerged at the time that we're interested in doing a swap deal with Real Madrid, which didn't make sense. But I don't have enough of that. Let's move on here. And I'd be saying a lot of these pundits do not watch us and just do lip service. Enzo has been solid all season long. The same thing I said. Exactly. He's been one of our best players since the start of the season. Even when people were busy pushing the narrative or pushing the stats that show how many games we won in his absence and how many we lost when he was on the pitch for us, and that was under our previous managers, and that was at the time that you can say it just doesn't make sense to isolate any players' performances. But despite where we're moving from that, Mr. T here, Cucurella's IQ has to be very high. I think, yeah, he does come across as a very intelligent individual, given things he does on the pitch. His work rate, decision making, the desire to give his all by pushing forward and tracking back. It's sad he got a red. Houston, he was gonna be rested anyway, so I wasn't too sure if he was going to start the game after because the games will be coming in thick and fast right now. But no, he wasn't going to play the cup game. So I mean, these things happen. He's not perfect, and I think that was harsh. And I didn't know that you cannot what's the language I'm looking for? You cannot appeal two yellows. You can only appeal a straight red card. It just doesn't make sense for me. When I learned that yesterday, I laughed at myself, but at the same time, it just doesn't make sense. What if the two yellow cards, for instance, in his case, the second was just harsh? That irrespective of what you could say, the referee thinks of it. In my opinion, it just what he did doesn't merit him getting the second yellow. in my opinion. But despite where we have the legendary Bobby in the house, Bobby, I appreciate you for finding the time to join us this morning. It's still 5:01 a.m. Las Vegas time. Thank you so much, Bobby. I cannot thank you enough. Let's hear what you make of the game yesterday, Bobby. Your thoughts?
Yeah, big up, coach. I'm going to speak very quietly. I'm actually in hospital, so I can't really talk loud, but
But
can
more
you hear
importantly, I
me?
do hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just a
Okay.
routine. Yeah.
Excellent.
If you can
Excellent.
hear me, it'd be wonderful, and I'll talk
Yeah,
for
we
as
can
long
hear
as
you.
I
Yeah,
can.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I'll just talk for as long as I can. It's just so important to speak of what is happening now.
Hmm.
Um, As far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure the club is concerned, and I'm glad it's settling into the fan base, there should be no talk of title contention until well into March, maybe even April, if we're still where we are and we're still anywhere near the top. Maybe that conversation can be had, but this squad is too young, too unknown to be having that sort of conversation. And that's just the reality. And Enzo has said that himself, and he'll continue to say that. However, we must continue focusing on winning because the top four is our target. And if by doing that we stumble across the title, of course, we will take that proudly and happily with both hands. But I want to talk about this entire process and the fact that
Hmm.
we have managed to be so good at the moment in the project. A lot of this is because of how the project has been handled. Our long-term planning, our fitness planning, the squad rotation, and the media planning, one of which is this not falling into the trap of talking about a title race prematurely, which is ridiculous. We are not a team that is anywhere near age-wise as experienced as any other team in the Premier League. We are
That's
the
the point a
youngest
lot of
team
people are
by
missing.
far. Yeah, we're the youngest team by far. Our average age is 23 years old. The average age of the youngest squad to win the Premier League was 27. That doesn't mean to say that we cannot do it, but it gives a mitigating circumstance as to not to start talking Prem titles at this
Hmm.
much premature stage where we're still learning. You know, every single match now is a new test for us. Can we overcome this obstacle? Can we overcome that obstacle? And the Brentford obstacle was a huge task that we did. But then it's no reason to get carried away. Another battle that we're beginning to learn is we're beginning to identify and learn how to deal with our detractors and enemies. Those people that keep trying to talk about, ooh, Enzo, Real Madrid. Now the new one is, ooh, Cucurella, Real Madrid. It is all nonsense. We're not going to dismantle our squad. We have spent 2 years plus going through insults and humiliation to build. Chelsea went through a whole rebuild that has never been done before in any top flight club, in any top flight league in the world. They have worked for this. And to assemble a squad to be able to deal with the ever growing fixture list. Look at how Pep Guardiola is complaining about fixtures. Look at what fixtures are doing to Arsenal players. And very soon, people like Saka will be worn out. You know, we are working on a rotational system to provide enough energy to take us through a merciless fixture schedule for top players. And
It's
hopefully
gonna be
it
crazy
works.
this
Even,
December. Yeah.
yeah, even with this, you know, we still have players pulling up with injuries and that because the internationals is another area with which they flog top players and beat them down. And what we're trying to do is have a squad that is able to absorb that. Now, fortunately, the blessing for us has been the Conference League. It has helped us exercise our integration and our assembling of the young players. Fortunately, when we went to Kazakhstan, we were even able to use our academy, and we'll be able to use the academy on Thursday against Shamrock. The whole organizational process has been very, very well planned, and we're not getting credit for that. And in a way, I'm glad. Let's keep it under the lid, and the credit should come from the trophies at the end of it. And please God that we do have them. But we are working the right way. We are building a squad. Football is about squads. It's not about teams, not about A teams or B teams. It's about having your squad such that by the grace of God, when we get back into the Champions League, we
Hmm.
would be able to play Nkunku as the striker against Real Madrid and then play Jackson as the striker against Brentford seamlessly. We would be able to move the teams from Champions League to Premier League and interchange everybody, swap everybody, depending on who's been away on international duty, games they've done, coming back to which games, looking at their medical records and their fitness. This is all a holistic cocktail of producing success. And that's what we're doing now. I don't care if people don't understand it. Football's not 1 + 1 is 2. It's 1 + ½ +1/4 is 2. If you get what I'm saying, it's
Yeah,
a
I understand.
complicated recipe
Hmm.
to,
Hmm.
yeah, it's a complicated recipe to success. And we're on that road. Many people don't get it, but by the time they get it, we would have lifted 2 or 3 trophies, and then they'll all come and start copying us like they always do. So, so far so good. Nobody should be talking about titles. What we should be talking about is one game after the other and the progress of the project. And the progress is going well. Will it continue? Who knows? This is a young team. We've got a difficult game against Everton away.
But they
That's
are
another
definitely,
test.
Bobby, exceeding all expectations.
Oh, yeah. At the moment, they definitely are. And, that's credit to the manager, the sporting directors, the owners. I know people hate that word, but the owners, the whole organization, the new medical staff. Look at what the new academy is doing. People were up in arms. Oh, Neil Bath has gone, and I've forgotten the name of the other guy. But they've replaced them with different people. We have completely overhauled the entire club, and we're working within the whole new remits of financial fair play, profit and sustainability regulations. There's a cocktail of so many things that we've had to deal with within a short period of time. If there's any club out there that deserves success, I believe it's Chelsea Football Club. And I say that without bias. I think we've worked for this, and I hope it comes through. So people will look back and think, wow, let me tell you, if by some miracle we lift that Premier League trophy, wow, that will be something that will never be forgotten when the football annals are read, because it will be a remarkable achievement. We can dream, yes. Is it possible? Is it probable? It's not likely, but nothing stops you from dreaming. And that is exactly what Maresca himself has said. Maresca is a guy that I keep telling people, when he says something, believe him. When he says, oh, I'm going to play differently, believe him. When he says we're not title contenders, he's not saying that we cannot win the title, but he's pointing out to the youth of the squad the silly little things they do in their development, like allowing Brentford to score that 1 goal, so making the end of the game against Brentford nervy. He said these are signs of immaturity, and these are things that a team that is used to, listen to his words,
Hmm.
used to winning will not do. He doesn't say they cannot win, but what he's saying is that they're maturing, they're developing. Yes, they're doing well, but they have to learn these things. Our centre backs are still learning. Our midfield is still learning. I do believe we still need a little injection here and there, but we're still learning. Even our strikers. But I've looked at the game. I couldn't see it live. There was all sorts of problems in watching it because I didn't have the channels. Dante said he was going
Oh,
to
okay.
send me a link, but he hasn't done for future. But yeah, I think we did well. And I must say, I have to looking back at it. I was highly impressed. I know he's not consistent, but if Rob Sanchez can pull out those sort of performances consistently,
I
well,
mean, he has
I
it
have
in
no
him.
complaints.
Consistency is all we ask of him, Bobby.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we should be happy, but looking beyond one game at a time, I don't think it's wise, not with such a young team. Think about it, 23 years and 2 months. The next team in the Premier League to us is 25 years and I've forgotten how many months. That's a good 2 years plus. We are a young side and a learning side, but an extremely good side. It's an investment that people are beginning to look at. Look at how Pep is complaining in Man City. Oh, look at our schedule. We played 75 games. Look, Maresca turned out and he made a strong point. He said, I have 24 players. I have always worked with 24 players. If you want to say that's a big squad, fine. But everybody else has 24 players. So what are you talking about? Look at Nottingham Forest. They also have, in fact, Forest have
Hmm.
less reason to have the squad of talented players they have because they have less matches than us. But they have lots of players. What did they do? They recruited 28 new players. Was it last season? Or so. So everybody's doing it. It's just that people try to use that against us, but we're wise to it now. So no more talk of our best players going anywhere else. We're not listening to it. They're all locked down on good contracts, long contracts, and they're well paid. No more talk of title distractions. No, we're locked into developing our squad, and our real target really is top four. Always has been. And that's pressure enough for those boys, but they're doing well. And I think the fan base is getting it. So the noise coming out from the fan base is no title talk, no title talk. And I love that we've all locked step together and we're playing our part. And if we win the title, we can all give each other a pat on the back for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Bobby, for that. Let's get a few of what we have in the chat here. As much as folks want to celebrate, this is the phase where we're picking up knocks and keep working and staying focused. The manager has proven that irrespective of who we're missing, he still find us a solution that that ensures we continue pushing. Hello to you too, Kim. So I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. Top four, let's stick with that. Is the objective. Yeah. If we end up winning the league, fine. Nobody's saying that we cannot win it. We can, but we have to be. If you're into betting, this is not the sort of when you look at our team, you say, yeah, you're betting your life that certainly we're gonna win it. Then you're making a huge mistake because if you pay attention, the average age of the players, it's reflective of the fact that now that experience. I get it. The argument will still come in that we use experience and age interchangeably. Yes, we do, but in this case, it makes sense. Every now and then, you see something that show that yeah, we have kids. That's not to say they cannot pull it off. They can, but you cannot say for certain with us that they can do it. Top four is the objective. Let's stick with that. The media wants us to bottle the league, a bunch of hypocrites. Yeah, then they will come back to talk about how we bottled it before. Especially if we're all into it and making all the noise and saying, yeah, we're winning it, just like Arsenal fans did, how we came back to bite them. But we don't want to be that. The British media, I don't want to read that. We're not here to talk about them. Let's talk Chelsea. Chelsea winning at the EPL this season will be bigger than Liverpool. Can we? We can. Am I certain we will? I'd say no. I don't trust this defense. Here's the thing. They're still maturing, but every now and then you see something that shows you lack of experience. But Tosin, he was solid irrespective of him going in for that slight tackle and not be on his feet to make it even more difficult for the opposition player. That was a one-off thing for me in that game. He was excellent aerially, did everything well. He had low-key had a solid game in my opinion, and I've always preached that Tosin paired with either Colwell, Badia, Sheila, or even Fofana, he'd lead the back line effectively. He's one of our most experienced players, reads the game very well, orchestrates capable of orchestrating excellent line breaking passes, even from our defensive line. He's that good. Aerially, he's also excellent. But for me, he had a good game. I did see some people complaining that he was shaky. He wasn't. Chances are, uh, uh, if we had Badia Sile and Cowell, we'd concede two more goals on the day. They were lucky to get Enzo Maresca, who would not have gotten the job if he had not taken the Leicester City job. I think that's another way to see it. But we did see that yeah, before we hired him, we knew he was going to do well. We knew that yeah, he has it in him, irrespective of whether he he's never coached any Premier League team as the main guy, but he was perhaps a second, which was a lot of people's argument at the time that yeah, we're hiring a championship level manager, but he's proven to them that he's an excellent tactician, really. And I'm happy we're hiring him. Let's just see what else we have here. Rain saying hello to you. In January, buy players, we win the league. I don't think we're looking to sign players in general. I think our defensive line, eventually, I think he will find a solution. And Selmino probably will join us in January. I don't think we need to sign any of the defenders, especially if you're talking about center backs, in my opinion. But if he feels like we need to make some center back signings, or at least one center back signing in January, that's up to him. I trust him well enough to know that he knows what he wants and knows what he doesn't want. And he's proven that. No need to even question him when he says he doesn't want certain players or if he wants the other player. 7 points away from 7 points away from City's 115 FC. I think City are in trouble because after challenging the Premier League, at the end of everything, they 15, they added 15 more, or how many more? I can't quite remember. I heard point deductions for Chelsea. I don't think it's happening. It's absolute BS, like you're saying. Nothing serious there. They
What?
found the financial
Look,
irregularities, I can't say that word, and self-reported it. That in its end, it
no,
happened under the previous ownership. So I don't think we don't have
coach,
any problem there, and I've never been concerned about that.
coach,
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
coach.
You wanted to say something?
I just wanted to say two quick things.
Mm,
The first one is about Man City. Look, Man City have been incredibly successful. They've won four Premier Leagues in a row, which in itself is a record. Forgetting all the off-field issues, every team at some point will slump. You're not going to be sat at the top forever and forever. It's just not going to happen. And they have to have their slump period. And you know what that is an indicator of is a sign to rebuild a little bit. You know,
mhm,
even Alex Ferguson's Man United, they had a bit of a slump sometimes, and Fergie, his strength was that he was always able to rebuild the team. Um, so that's normal. That, you know, I don't really look at what's happening to them as anything peculiar. It's normal. You know, even those that are there, after a while, you can win and win and win, and you get fatigued with winning. You know, the other point I wanted to make was about Maresca. There was something Craig Burley was saying on ESPN, which I found ridiculous. He was saying, "Ooh, the Chelsea sporting directors were lucky to find Maresca, that they wouldn't have found him if he didn't manage Leicester City." It's a stupid thing to say. You've got to come from somewhere. You've got to have done something for them to point you out. It's ridiculous. It's like saying,
yeah, I
"Oh,
say it doesn't make sense to
Man
say that
United."
Chelsea were lucky.
Doesn't. Doesn't.
Um,
You know, you can
yes,
say, "Oh, Man
yeah. If we
United were
don't trust
lucky."
he'd be able to
To,
get the again, he's capable of doing the job. We wouldn't have gone for him in the first place.
exactly. It shows his ignorance. It shows his fact that that he does not know that Chelsea had a vetting process. They had various managers apply, including Thomas Frank. So these people that come out with these things, you know, anything just to diminish what's going on at Chelsea. Now we need to, as a fan base, now be aware of that. You know, slap me once, okay, you got away with it. Slap me twice, and I let you get away with it. That means I'm a fool, doesn't it? So, you know, we've got to be wise to their little antics and push back. You know, lucky to find Maresca. I think that is an absurd statement at a point. At which point do you have to give credit where credit is due? They found this guy, and the guy is doing well. However, the acid test is winning trophies, but so far he's managed a system and he's done it very, very well. So, you know, for once, people should just say, "Oh, well done, Chelsea. You're doing a good job," and leave it at that. But they always have to dig and say something snidey in the process.
Yep, thank you so much,
That's the point I
Bobby.
wanted to
Arsenal
make.
for 7. Yep. Let's see what else we have here. Coach, top 4 is the target and collecting weekly at 3 points. But for the title, we will get there eventually. I agree. When we get there, exactly. That's a delicious comment, really. We're not in a hurry. We're making
Yeah, we should
good
frame that
progress.
comment.
Sorry.
Saying we should frame. I said we should
Yeah, we
frame
should
that
really.
comment as the
It's
perfect one.
we will get there when we get there. Yep, I think it's a delicious comment, really, and I appreciate that, Emmanuel Mensah. I'm quite sure you heard what Bobby said. We should frame that comment. It's that good. Yep, and surprisingly, a lot of Chelsea fans are going with it. We're not in the title race. Leave us alone. You could say probably driven by the fact that they were you could say when we were suffering they were all on us, kicking us when while we were still down at the time, saying nonsense about the size of our squad. Even Pep chipped in. How many players did we sell out of those the squad numbers? You can say our squad number at the time that they were making fun of us, or you can say finding excuses just to have a go at Chelsea. We didn't sell too many of them, and we knew it wasn't going to be a problem at the time. But to them, it's an opportunity to have a go at us, and they did that quite a lot. So now they've forced us into, you could say, uniting. We're united now. Was telling everyone, we're not in a title race. We're not in the Premier League title race, to be more specific. And they're forcing us to accept we're not, and for good reason. Um, if you understand football, you'd know, yeah, we can, beyond where we are in the table and the disparity in points between Liverpool and us. Yeah, there's a lot more that, yeah, if you're that it had that been, you could say, in place by now, I would say definitely we're in the title race, but we're not really.
Coach,
Um, uh,
Coach,
yeah, go ahead.
Coach, remember I told you the fan base is very powerful. When we stand together like this, we push back on the media, and the media can't do anything. It's
And
when
they
we
forced us,
break
in my
that
opinion, they forced us to stand together.
yeah, they did with all the insults, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we are. This is the power of the club. When everybody's saying this from the fan base, you can't penetrate. You know, we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. Even the players saying the same thing. Look at what Jackson said yesterday. No, we only go one game at a time. He said he doesn't even look at the league table.
I
Now we
liked
all know
that.
that's rather.
Yeah, he doesn't even know
I
what
liked it as
what
well.
title race is.
What position we're yeah. Now, that's rather tongue in cheek, but we must hold that line because they want us to get into a position where we start talking rubbish so they can humiliate the club. And we're not allowing that because we are young. We don't know if we're capable. So why would we start admitting something that hasn't been seen? We haven't got the experience behind to say, okay, we're definitely in this. I like the way the fan base is behaving. I really do. We're showing a lot of intelligence and a lot of togetherness, and that's important.
Very important. I appreciate that. And Salmino will not solve our defensive issues. Houston, our defensive, what was you can say what we've seen, what we've experienced so far in terms of, I think it's just a lack of experience, and I think your comment reflects that you're aware that that's the case because you raise, but Coach Anselmino won't solve our defensive issues too young. Um, listen, I've said this before. Chances are the manager, if he looks at the squad and feels like we need to sign a center back, would do that maybe in January. But also heard that we're not looking to sign players in January. Um, but that doesn't mean uh, that we're not going to look to bring in reinforcements to uh, you can say to become stronger, for lack of a more specific language there. Sorry about that. Houston, my point is this: I don't think Anselmino could come in and be the solution to all defensive problems. Do I think that's going to be the case? No, it's about experience, which means they need time, and chances are by the time we get to January, they play enough games, and we see less and less of the issues that are reflective of the fact that these are very very young players and are still need they that definitely they'd still make those mistakes, learn from them, and become better. Unfortunately, that's what it is. But they're not that bad actually. We but the truth remains that I remember when Bobby said again his response to my argument that we've been poor defensively. I think he did mention something to the effect of us being having one of the best defensive record at the time. I think a few weeks ago, but the truth remains, irrespective of that, where again the record at the time we were still poor defensively, which led to the manager um, experimenting with the pairing of Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo. But I'm not too concerned. I'm just going to leave it at what I said before. He's a very intelligent manager, and he do whatever he needs to do to solve problems. And I'm quite sure he's well aware that yeah, something needs to be done. He even did mention that during his post-game presser, and we also talked about the way like, where something that's reflective of the fact that yeah, they're inexperienced. How Son, the Tottenham Son, could have scored while they were busy looking at was it Dogie who was offside, but they lack of experience led to them not knowing that Son came in from an onside position, which means yeah, if he put the chance away, it counts. So we've seen those things, but it takes them playing week in week out to make those mistakes and learn from them. Do I think we'd sign another centre back? I've heard Fabrizio Romano say yes, that we will explore the centre back market. Whether we end up signing one, I don't know. Please, let's move on from that. Shanks, you cannot hide. That's you, I know, Charles. But nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Back to life, back to reality. I don't want to sink that. Let's see what else we have here. I don't want to get into their conversation again. I'm here to talk Chelsea. They have what? There's no Maresca without his Leicester City success. Okay, if that's how you want to see it, I don't care really. I think he's a good manager, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Good morning to you too, Aldo. I think that's Moises Caicedo's countryman. Joel Adonis. I know you'd say that. I haven't researched him. I think this is the fourth time you're mentioning him here. Let's frame it. Yeah, it's an excellent comment. I'm not gonna lie. Adu Belama, too nice to see you once again. We are in the Conference League title race. Yeah, I'd rather that one than saying that we're in the Premier League title race. We're focusing match after match. The next game is our focus. Yeah, we're not trying to win the Premier League, in my opinion. If we don't sign in January, no EPL, we're not looking to win it. And I don't think we'll sign a centre back in January. That's not me saying for certain that will be the case. That may well end up not being the case. Well, I don't think we're signing Ramos. It's not going to happen. Appreciation for Caicedo. He's basically Kante reincarnated, so to speak. I think they differ a bit, but I haven't quite taken my time. I haven't taken my time to research how they differ. I think it's important because a lot of people will start arguing that he's just like Kante, and without highlighting how they differ. I think you could argue he's a better passer of the ball off the bat, Caicedo is a better passer of the ball than Kante. Jackson has. I'm not going to talk about that. But that's by the way. Let's get Ty is here with us, and I'm going to go to him to get his opinion, his overall opinion on the game. Ty, let's hear you. Big up and thank you for joining us.
Yes, big up. I hope you can hear me. Because I've been having mic issues. But
I think the
yeah.
mic it sounds good. The sound is crystal clear.
All right. So the thing is, uh, I didn't get to watch the match live, so I had to take the time to watch it when it became available on the website. And well, what I was hearing was that people were saying that defensively, for example, there was some shaky moments, and then obviously the parts that I did see, it reminded me so much of what happened against Spurs, because I already mentioned about with Son and the defense. Well, not necessarily just the defense, but also Neto, 'cause he was on that side.
Mhm.
He was saying that okay, this player is offside, and then they stop, and then also they're playing so high, and they don't realize that there's another player that could be able to get beyond them, and I mean that's the problem, and the way that we concede that goal as well is testament to it. But at the same time, I'm happy that we got the win, because Brentford, they were a team that we hadn't won against for 3 years. The last time we had won against them was I think 2021, when Chilwell scored that volley goal and Mendy had a man of the match performance. So it was important that we got that win, and also it's a positive that we were able to actually we were able to play so well, because we had so much opportunities. We missed a lot of chances. Jackson, for example, missed clear-cut chances, and I mean that's one of my biggest concerns with him, because he's not going to always get the luxury as he got in that match to finally get a goal after 4 times of trying. We saw this against Spurs, and then obviously him being emotional is a testament to the fact that he knows that he needs to do better in terms of that. But yeah, it's very good that we got the win, because it shows that there's actually a mentality being built there, the fight, the drive, because the team didn't give up, and they kept pressing and progging at Brentford, and giving them no time to rest. So that's very good, and it shows that there's actually progression in the right direction. But definitely the defensive aspect needs to be enhanced. It needs to be better, because we can't keep trying to play the offside trap, and then I know one of the defenders are not aware of the fact that they need to push up a bit more, so that the player that may be trying to run beyond them will be marked as offside. So that's those fine details that obviously, as Maresca said, if people want to say we're in the title race, we're not gonna. You don't concede those type of goals, because those goals are can be costly. And I mean, if
Yep.
Jackson didn't score that second
The
goal,
difference between you winning the title and you finishing mid-table,
exactly.
just those what you people call simple mistakes and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I mean, if Jackson did not score that second goal, we would be discussing a draw, because I mean, or you never know, because there was 7 minutes, anything could have happened. So it's good that we got that second goal when we did, because I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say we became complacent, but I think the pressure dropped as soon as we got that second goal, and that was concerning to me. But we were able to grind out the at the time. So that's positive. And for the Casado thing, people say he's Kante reincarnated. I don't think as you said, he's not really Kante. He has, in terms of what he has said, because I'm going to use what he has said. He says that he bases his game off Kante and Kovacic. So in terms of Kante, if you see anything that reminds you of Kante, it's more so the ball winning ability, and the fact that he can
That's
make
where
that.
they're particularly similar.
Yeah, to the ball winning, and I mean I get it. He was all over the pitch and all of that, so I get that thing. But it's about him being all over the pitch and winning back the ball. So that's it. But his passing, as you said, that more so is more of a cover switch, because he's able to go forward and find his way into the final third and be impactful. And he's been trying to take more shots recently, and that's positive, because I've always said that we need our midfielders to start chipping in as much as possible with goal, because it's not always going to be your attackers that get you goals. And I mean, even though we're not saying we're in the title race, um, if you want to be classified as being in the title race, you need to be able to get goals from all over the pitch. And a defender scored for us, an attacker scored for us. And if a midfielder had scored for us again, that would have shown that we are able to grind out goals all over the pitch. But it's definitely a good win.
It was a good win. Good performance, professional performance also. It didn't look as if again, even though as a fan, I was nervous, but I wasn't that concerned. It's only natural to be nervous when you're watching a game, and we were leading at the time just 1-0, and then it was 2-0, and then they scored one, and they were on us at the time. We had good opportunities also to we could have scored a lot more had we been more clinical on the day, but I'll take it. It was a good performance. Two things: we beat the team, and then we beat the Hoodoo also. So two things on the day. It wasn't easy. It was never going to be easy. And Thomas Frank's comments is that yeah, I think he did say something to the effect of the players that they've beaten in the past. That there was none of them in the team yesterday. Something to that effect. Started mentioning how much we spent. That yeah, it was supposed to be that good. Uh, that didn't matter to me because I was just happy we beat them. Let's see anything else to address here. Jackson, I'm not going to read that. I think he did well enough, but that miss, a lot of people how they see football, that miss alone is an, is enough to lead to them saying all sorts of rubbish about them, about the player. Let's see, Madueke once again another, as well as he did yesterday. It could have been a lot better in terms of being selfless. There were opportunities that had he looked up and squared the ball to his teammates, they'd score from that opportunity. But I'm not going to blame him. Again, he's still maturing. Hopefully, he improves on that aspect of his game to almost always prioritize and making it easier for the team to score a goal rather than him as an individual to score a goal. And the beautiful game is in the house. Nice to see you, brother. I do hope you're doing well. Big up Coach Ty, Bobby. Coach, all our rival fan base are losing their damn minds. I agree. They are convinced we are winning the league, which I don't mind, because they are inadvertently manifesting it. You must be a good Christian right there. You go to church every Sunday, I'm guessing. My expectations for this season are to one, avoid relegation, and we're 6 points away to avoiding relegation, right? To get to 40 points. How many points away are we? Do we need? Three, get top four. Heston, I know what you did there, but the truth remains.
Which I'm sorry, I'm just about to have some treatment. I'll jump back in if I finish
All
in
right,
time.
all right. Something else I want to say: rival fans, they're crapping up their pants right now. They're concerned, truly. Um, they fear us. They know that things have changed for good. You can say everything we've done, that things are falling into place, and they don't like that. Some of them are truthful in that you can say when you hear them assess the progress we've made so far. Some of them are truthful. Some are just exaggerating it, trying to put pressure on us. I'm not sure how else to explain it, but I don't want to get into that. I'm just going to leave it at what I said 1,000 times. We're not in the title race, and that's my opinion anyway. So I like it. Yeah, don't expect too much. So when the season ends, you're not going to be disappointed. So let's see. Let's do this. Let's get into looking at the performance overall. The numbers, what the numbers tell us. Don't worry about it. We're getting there. We're not a big channel yet, except if the transfer window is open, then we get during transfer window periods, we do get a lot of likes. But thank you for mentioning it. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 26 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. Even that's why we beg likes. We beg for likes because we're not a big account, but we're getting there gradually. We're getting closer to 24,000 subscribers. What else do we have here? Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Ty, let's talk about Sancho again. He could have had, let's say, at least one assist and one goal. I think he had an did he? I think he had one clear cut opportunity to put it, but I liked the again he created. I think he created good chances there, but probably the cross wasn't high enough to evade the Brentford defenders to get to the players he wanted to reach. And again, I think our players also made it difficult for him. They all ran to the same space. I think it was Nicholas Jackson, was it Nicholas Jackson and Palmer? None of them dropped back a bit to create two spaces for him. So when he dribbled the goalkeeper, he actually mopped the stadium carpet with him. He had no option than to try to find the players who were standing behind the Brentford defender.
Yeah,
Had just one of them gone to that position and one remaining in the 6 yard box area towards the outside of it, I think they would have made it easier for him. Then he'd have the opportunity to either try to find the guy behind the Brentford defender or lay it on the carpet for the guy that's towards the outside of the 6 yard box. But they made it difficult for him. But irrespective of that, the kid is home. He's playing as if he's home. He's enjoying himself. He's playing with smiles. I mean, he's been one of our best players for 3 consecutive games in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Ty, let's hear your opinion of Jadon Sancho. What a player!
yeah. What a player indeed. I mean, I think I've said this before, but I think it's always bad to base your opinion on a player based on what the manager says. If we went off what Ten Hag said about Sancho, you'd think that he's a person that if he comes in, he's going to divide the team because he's just here to cause controversy and all that. But
Mm.
that's not the player. I mean, he took a couple of matches before he came into his own, but now as you said, he's actually been one of the more bright players for us, especially in the attack. And I mean, as you said, with that chance, and that's one of my biggest concerns. I mean, he did so well because I mean, he, as you said, he mopped the floor with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was in no man's land, and then you could see that
But our players made it difficult for him, right?
yeah,
Do you
exactly.
agree?
Yeah, because he wanted to make the cross because but then he realized that there was two Brentford defenders blocking him off, and then he had to cut it back again because there was a defender also with him, and then he had to cross it. But I mean, yeah, that's my concern because I'm saying the attackers need to know that both of them cannot be going in the same space. You need to drop deep as you said so that he can find that gap because there was a gap in between the two defenders that were there. So
But
if
they
one of
all
them
went to the same space.
exactly. So if they had dropped deep, at least one of them, you never know. One could have controlled it, or they could have volleyed it, and it goes in because there's no goalkeeper there to block the goal. So that's those fine details are things that needs to improve. But definitely, I mean, his confidence is there. You can see that he's happy, he's enjoying his football, and I mean, the perception that he's not able to take on players, that's not true. A lot of people thought that because he wasn't doing it in the beginning, he can't do it. He just needed time to adjust, and people need to remember that he wasn't a part of preseason. So that is something that obviously wouldn't have come easily. He would have had to take those matches as a way to get accustomed to the team first. But definitely excellent player, and he's actually been one of the brighter players for us for sure. And I mean, it looks like we may end up having to sign him on a permanent. And if he continues like this, it would be an excellent bargain because it's what 20-25 million. Fantastic for a player like him.
And remember, we had a lengthy conversation when we heard that we were interested in signing him. People were complaining. A lot of people saying in the chat that he has a attitude issue, and we're saying if anything, we should be asking questions of what's his name, Eric Ten Hag at the time because he fell out. He did fall out with Cristiano Ronaldo,
Yeah.
him, and at one point had issues with. I think it was the England international too. So the signs were, it was clear at the time that the issue wasn't with the player because he went on loan to Borussia Dortmund and helped them reach the Champions League final. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, and some people were saying, yeah, but that was in the Bundesliga. And we were telling them it doesn't look like you guys know this player, and he's proven a lot of people wrong. And I get it. Some will also come back to say, but Enzo Maresca improved him because we're learning that he's asking him to shoot more um, than usual, which I think that will help him get a lot more goals. But yeah, he was robbed of an assist yesterday. I agree. Let's see what others in the chat has to say about that. Go ahead. Were you saying something, Ty?
Yeah, I mean that's the next thing because as you said, he helped Borussia Dortmund get to the finals. But the thing is, the way his goals to assist ratio is significantly low because he's more of a creator, or he once was that, or the profile that he was is that. But no, definitely, if he takes more shots, because he has the capabilities. The goal that he scored against Southampton is a testament to it. And then the fact that he's able to do a little footwork here and there, it helps. And if he takes more shots, definitely he'll have more goals, because that's something that would definitely help him and also help the team, because rather than to pass the ball off, is take the shot. You never know. I know you in the past would say take the shot. You never know what may happen. So, so
Yeah,
yeah,
I
definitely
mean,
do that.
if you don't buy tickets, you're never gonna win a lottery. Here's
Yeah,
Tim.
that's it.
Uh,
That's the
uh,
thing. Already.
yeah, I like him, but he's a creator traditionally, so he's almost always looking to create than to score. I like that about him, and I like what the manager is doing with him when it's in a good position to shoot. Uh, Let him try to shoot. And I'm going to keep telling people he's arguably our most productive dribbler. In what sense? He doesn't dribble unnecessarily. When he dribbles, he makes sure that it's needed. It's necessary to dribble, create space, or what's a progress the ball. He does that effectively, and I'm happy with signing him for how much. I heard we're going to pay for him 25 million or so.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but for cheap, in my opinion. Two experienced CBs will do us justice. Ty, let me ask you this: are you one of those that think we need to sign CBs? We still have Anselmino, and rumors are that he will join us. I think in January, or let's just use the language next season. That the sentence next season. Do you think we can be patient with our current CBs and then continue with the pairing of Romeo Lavia and what's his name, Moises Caicedo, that's 2 6s with proper protection that our defensive issues will become less of an issue, and the proper protection will help us. You can say be patient with these guys as they mature and become even better, because the issues we're seeing from them are issues that are reflective of the fact that they're still inexperienced.
Mm. I mean, that's a sticky one, because I wouldn't say CBs. What was it? When I came on, I heard you guys talking about the fact that if you sign, I think you were the one that said it. If you sign a centre back in January, it makes no sense, because I mean that play would have to adapt to the team as well. And as you said, the problems that are there, it's not a case where they're just horrible. You want to compare it. It's just a case where they need an experienced head there to help to mold them and all of that. But I wouldn't say we need centre backs, because we have centre backs. It's not that we don't. So it would just be adding more numbers than what we have. We have.
And Viega is actually an excellent centre back himself.
Yeah. So he's versatile. He can play as a fullback. He can play as a centre back, because he was initially a centre back. Not he was initially a midfielder that moved to centre back, and then he was also pushed to play wide. So yeah, we have options there. I know people are not fond of the sassy, but we have numbers. It makes no sense. Um, Signing another centre back when you have all these young players there. I mean, I don't know what the plan is for Chalobah, but I mean, if he doesn't get sold, he's another centre back that you'd have to offload as well. You have 7 centre backs. It makes no sense to be doing all of that. If it's a case where they're saying you want to be careful just in case because Shield is injured or something like that, then I
Mm.
understand that. But we don't need. I don't think we need to sign a centre back right now, because it would make sense coming in January and all that. I don't know. I don't. And who are we going to get as well? Who's going to actually be willing to come in and not you don't have to pay them a certain wage. I don't think it's something that you can do in January.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to sign another centre back. Let's hear what the Bluetooth game has to say. He's saying, yeah, let's read this one first. Sancho was robbed of an assist on the chance. Imagine if Terry, Zuma, or Joba were in the box. That's a goal all day long. Houston, the ball didn't even reach them because it was cut off by Brentford defenders. Uh, the biggest problem is that they were all occupying the same space behind the Brentford defenders. They didn't, you could say, they weren't, they didn't, what's the correct way to phrase this, Ty? We'd be better off with one of them staying back and one of them occupying the spaces that they were both occupying at the time that Sancho tried to find them. And Sancho is intelligent enough, he's a very intelligent player enough that had one of them remained closer to the edge of the CCR box, he'd see that person. And actually, one person only running into the space available could have been a distraction in its own. Could have dragged one of the defenders to himself, or both actually.
Yeah.
Because under pressure, usually you don't have the time to calculate who's following who, given the situation they found themselves at the time. But my issue is that the two players we had in the box, both ran into the same space practically behind the Brentford defenders. That's the issue I had. So even if Terry was there, he'd have to push the Brentford defender down to get the ball. That's my problem right there. You should go rewatch it to see. They didn't make it easy on even if we had any other player close by, they were outside the box further away, and it would be more like passing it backwards and asking the Brentford defenders to be ready, we're coming. Were you saying something, Ty?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I'm wondering. I'm trying to find the word as well. I want to say instinctive, but I don't think instinctive covers it. I don't know, but
They
yeah,
weren't spread. Let's say they weren't spread out. They weren't spread out. They were crowding the same area.
yeah, that's it.
But spreading out makes it easier. Spreading out means, let's say if we had three players and they're all occupying three different spaces, then Sancho he'd have three passing lanes. He'd have three options to pass the ball to for us to score a goal. But that's where experience comes in. Gradually we'll get there. I'm not complaining. We won. And as I've said before, we did beat two things. We beat Brentford, and then also we beat the Hoodoo because they'd beaten us before that game. They'd beaten us three times at home in three consecutive games, Premier League games, to be more specific. At home, that's probably the reason why a lot of people were concerned. Had that game ended in a draw, I wouldn't be. I'd still be happy, but I'm happy we won. One thing I knew was that I knew we were never going to lose that game, but I wasn't too sure whether we were going to beat them or not. Let's see, Ty. Anything else you want to say before we start looking at the numbers? But here's the Sancho was robbed of. Yep, we've read that one, and here again. The Bluetooth game here is still saying something. I always wanted Sancho from his Dortmund days. I totally ignored his form at United because, as we are seeing right now, there's something that seriously wrong with United. Seriously wrong with Eric Ten Hag. That's how I'm gonna phrase it. Because if you're a good manager, if you see an intelligent player, you'd know. Sancho's footballing intelligence is something special. His footballing IQ, if that's what you prefer, is something special. I don't think probably only a few in our squad can match that. He's that good, really. Let's see if Ahmad has any sense. He will accept the first offer he gets and evacuate Old Trafford. I think they will become better again. I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, yeah, there seems that there seem to be some issue. But I mean, they have a new manager now. He's having some of a preseason because he came in middle of the season. So it will take time. But I mean, the way that Amorim plays and what he stands for, if the players warm up to it, they can do better, and they will do better. So I mean, yeah, it's not impossible. But yeah, I get what the beautiful game is saying there, because I mean, you don't want to, because he has talent. He went to on loan and all that, and he's a good striker of the ball. I think he's one of the
Mm.
best at attacking players and shooters that they have. So definitely, but I think they'll return eventually. It just take some time because the manager came in mid-season.
Yeah, let's see what I have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. What is going on here? So I'm trying to fix something here. All right, let's see. If Ahmad, okay, we've read that one. And DJ Soup, big up Kachila, Ty, and everyone in the stream. Smash the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes that do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join us this morning. Nothing else. So let's start looking at the numbers. What we can learn from it. 62% ball possession for Chelsea, 38 for them. Expected goals, 2.323 xg for us, 1.61 for them. Total shots they created, nine. They have 9 shots, 26 for us. Big chances, four for each. Four for them, four for us. Wow. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We talked about Sancho. Let's look at his numbers to learn more about his performance yesterday. Okay, there you go. So, and all our players, all in again rated beyond 7. All of them got a rating of beyond 7. Yep. The
You,
least rated player there. Who's that? Were you saying something, Ty?
yeah, I mean, and then yeah, that's I think that's one of the rare occasions where all of those players have 7, because usually some players will get a 6 because they didn't really do much or haven't had to do much. But yeah, I mean, it shows it was a all round good performance from everybody.
Yep. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm trying to do something quickly. Not sure why it's not working. Jesus Christ. Okay. A total shots of 1 for him, and he played 90 minutes. Accurate passes 48 out of 45, 87%. Chances created 4 in total. Anything important here to look at? Okay. Shot accuracy 0 out of 1 attempt. Touches 69 in total. Touches in opposition box 9. He lives there. So yeah, successful dribbles 2 out of 540. I think I remember he one. I can remember one, but that's, you can say it's not something that happens very often. Accurate long balls 1 out of 1. Dispossessed 1 time. Non-penalty XG 0.03. Defensive not too much. Clearance not a lot actually, but recoveries 7. Not bad. Dues 1 3. Dues lost 4. Grand dues 1 3 out of 7. 43%. That's not his thing anyway, but he's improving. He does contribute defensively. I get it; he's not perfect at it, but I think he's improved in terms of contributing defensively. Yeah, Ty. So, any other player you want us to talk about here? And if you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it, and we'll try to address it. If you ask a very difficult question, I'd pretend I don't see it.
Um, quick
Go
question.
ahead.
The uh oh, crap, is the name is right there, and I'm struggling to pronounce it now. Crap.
Who's that?
Ah, Fernandez. What's going on, man? I don't know what's going on this morning. It's crazy.
Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about him? Again, he's been excellent, but it's nothing new. He started well. He's been one of our best players since the start of the season. If anything, it's just that his adding goals and assists to his game. But go ahead, Ty.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people were concerned about the fact that we would have to be playing well on paper. having to play as a player in the double six. And I mean, I think he did well, and all of that, well, look at the stats shows it there. I mean, the accurate passes and chances created. So he's adding to the attack even more, and I mean, that's why I like about Moresca's approach. All the players, the players have to warm up to doing more in the attack, and Fernandez
Mhm.
made a name for himself by doing that. But you can see that the freedom that he gives the players, to some extent, it allows them to focus more on what they're good at rather than focusing on those areas that they perhaps need to improve on. But definitely, for a 23-year-old, who had a very unfortunate start to life at Chelsea, it's been positive for him, and I mean, the stats is just a testament to that.
I'm not sure why people so hard tried to push the agenda that he's one of our biggest problems. That he's a defensive liability. That in his absence, we did a lot better towards the end of the season under Mauricio Pochettino. Yada yada yada. And even though under Enzo Maresca, he's been one of our best players since the start of the season. They still started pushing the narrative, how we lost a lot of games with him in the team, and all that nonsense. It just doesn't make sense. He's an excellent player, excellent passing range, vision. If you make the move, he'd see you. And he doesn't need to take a second touch to know what to do with the ball. In most cases, one time he's done what he wants to do, he'd be able to do what he wants to do with the ball without trapping it first. He's that sort of guy. And people were arguing he's not physical enough for the Premier League. He actually can be physical. I get it, maybe he's become stronger, but even before that, he's always he can be physical, but something that's very common with Argentines. They don't like to battle it out with players who are much bigger than them. They'd rather draw a foul, and he's into that. And he's proven that he can be physical. He can be aggressive. Enzo, if anything, he was never a bad player. Just that Enzo Maresca, he's improved him. That he's again to the extent that he started adding goals and assists to his game. That's just that. He was never a bad player, has never been a bad player, a player that if Madrid can get him for cheap from us, they take him one time. And some Chelsea fans were stupidly happy when the rumors emerged that Madrid were interested in, you can say, sending what's his name, Chomeni our way and taking Enzo Fernandez. And I was telling them, listen, they take him and then they have the balance they want, and then we'll get him, and then we'll get Chomeni, and then end up losing the balance that he brings to our team, because we'll have too many traditional DMs, none of them capable of dictating the pace of game like he can, or can match his vision as a player. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, time, but I wasn't really happy when when those rumors were being spread everywhere. Agenda may be good.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole I still find that stupid because how can you base off the fact that a team wins because one player played? That's foolishness. But I think, and the next thing, people tend to forget that he was playing um while he had a sports hernia, which is another thing. I mean, playing through all of that, and then I mean, because and obviously those things affects a player, and I don't know, I don't think people or fans look into the impact that injuries can have on players, especially a injury of such a nature. It's something that will hurt you, especially if you keep aggravating it, and that part of your body is is a part that is also linked well with what you do in terms of passing the ball, movement, running. So I don't think people thought about that. And I mean, as you said, the whole thing of, oh, we won 5 matches with him in the team and 13 without him. That's foolishness, because you can't base off if a team doesn't score on him, or if we defend poorly on him. That means that's one player. One player is not going to to cause that. But I mean, it's agenda. It's just simply an agenda. You
It
can't
just
say
didn't
it.
make sense, honestly. And a lot of Chelsea fans are, that's, we could say, if anything, that revealed that, yeah, most of football fans just only see football on a surface level. Yeah, but go ahead with what you were saying. Sorry for cutting you off, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I don't know. It's not black and white, and that's the thing. Fans don't think about the other factors. It's an old saying that footballers are also human beings, but I don't think people actually look into how true that statement is. The only difference is that you're watching them on TV or you're watching them in a stadium, and you're the spectator. That's it. But they still I don't want to sound like an activist, but if you
Mhm.
cut them, they're gonna bleed as well, like you do. It's not gonna be something else. So that needs to be taken into consideration. But yeah, it's an agenda, and it continues now because a lot of people say that, oh, if Lavian Casado isn't playing, will he be the same player? Those things are going to be the case, and I don't know. I have never understood how fans could hate their own players. It's weird to me, but yeah, that's just the reality, unfortunately.
Right. Thank you for that, Ty. If you're in the chat, if you have any questions for us, please feel free to ask. We'll try to address it. As I've said, if you ask a very a difficult question, I pretend I cannot see your question. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Have you spoken about Casado? What a
Mhm.
performance yesterday. We'll get to him. Let's look at Enzo Fernandez's number. Then we'll start talking about Moises Caicedo. He played 90 minutes, got a rating of 7.8, assists one. Yep, total shots two, accurate passes at 33 out of 38, 87%. That's excellent. Chances created, three in total. Expected goals, 0.11. Okay, let's just move on from that. Nothing too serious there. Shot accuracy, 1 out of 1. Blocked shots, 1. Touches, 54 in total touches. In opposition box, 4. Passes into the final third, 4. Accurate crosses, 1 out of 3, 33%. Accurate long balls, 4 out of 4. Yep, and he passes those long balls with pace, 100%. That's excellent, really. Corners, 5 in total. That uh, led to the low percentage in crosses and successful crosses, or accurate crosses, so to speak. What else do we have here? Tackles, 1 out of 3. Clearances, 1. Interceptions, 1. Defensive actions, 7 in total. Recoveries, 2. Dribbled past 1 time. And duels won 3, duels lost 8. Ground duels 1, 3 out of 7, 43%. Not bad. Aerial duels 1, that's not a stain. 0 out of 4 attempts. Fouls committed 2. So he had a good game overall, in my opinion. The defensive side, I don't expect that aspect of his game to be high, but he's improving. The numbers are improving gradually. Any other thing? If you're in the comment section, chat session, if you have any questions, drop it, and we'll try to address it. Fernandez, he was excellent yesterday. Yep, set up Jackson with a delicious pass. Actually, that pass for Nicholas Jackson is reflective of his footballing IQ, really. Yeah, measured, weighted, properly weighted pass. It didn't overheat it. It was just perfect for Jackson to meet it and do what he did with it. Cucurella's picture should be posted in every church and mosque for the rest of this year. What a player he is, really. But I'm glad. I've always loved him. He was one player I learned how he applies himself on the pitch earlier on, and didn't question him when a lot of people were concerned that he was underperforming. You can say they were actually unjustly finger pointing him and isolating his performances when the entire team at the time was struggling. Let's see what else we have here. I said it from the beginning. Enzo was an excellent piece of business to sign. Unfortunately, we have an impatient fan base that wants an instant impact straight away. I think that is well, very common with every fan base, not just Chelsea. The average football fan doesn't see football beyond the surface level. Then you see that your scoring goals are creating, uh, garnering a high number of assists before they believe that you're a good player. If that makes sense. Sanchez might not be
Oh
bad
my
as people
goodness.
think. I think he's improving, in my opinion. You're right about Enzo. I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize to me. Apologize to him. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, the next thing about, well, we don't want to be going back and forth on this, but with Enzo, I think he joined the club in a time where there was so much uncertainty. Midfielders were close to leaving and all of that. I think Jorginho left before we signed him or something along those lines, and then obviously the numbers that we had was starting to drop. So I think that added to it as well. But as DJ said, it also comes down to lack of patience. As I said, football isn't black and white. There's more things that actually go into it. And he was one of when he came in, he was one of the few good performing players under Potter as well. So that's testament to the fact that even though he was adapting to the league, he was still able to show glimpses of what he will become. And as you always say, you always joke to say, is he 40, 39? He's 23. He still has time to improve. And if he's not, um he doesn't have the capabilities of the defensive part that can also come with time, because he's still young. He's not 29 or 30 and past his prime. He's still learning as well, and making moves numerous times throughout your career doesn't help. So he'll come good even further, and he will definitely continue to prove his daughters wrong.
I think even before he was made the captain, I think it was Dante that mentioned that is actually can become a leader, and he can. Enzo Maresca, he saw that and made him the captain, made him the assistant captain, and he leads well. For me, I think he should just become the main captain and not Rich James, really, honestly. But I don't want to get into that. So if you're in the chat, we're about to round up. I have to go have my boys get ready for school and take them to school. If you have any questions, drop it. We have a few minutes to round off. Who else? Palmer. Even though I think he operated differently yesterday, he was dropping deep quite a lot, didn't he, Ty?
Yeah. That's one thing, and I think probably that was to compensate for the fact that usually in recent games we were utilizing somewhat of a three-man midfield, so he was more of the well, he'd still be the advanced midfielder, but just so you could add numbers to that midfield as well, especially when you're defending. I think that was the case, and I think that kind of limit. I wouldn't say limited, but it also showed a different side of him. He wasn't doing what he's been known for, and I think that's what a lot of people. That's why some people would say that he didn't really have a good match, which to some extent I can understand. But when the profiling of you is different, and your expectations are different, you're not going to have the same impact of being so advanced and linking up. Mostly you're gonna have to support the midfield, and that's what needs to happen. We have to work as a unit and defend as a unit. So yeah, he played deep for sure, or deeper at times for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to look at, I think we'll round off with that one. I'm going to look at Tosin's numbers. I did see some people arguing that he had a shaky game. For me, I think he was, I think he was brilliant. He had a good game, really. He led the back line effectively. When Brentford, when they were on us, he didn't panic. I get it, we conceded, and he did his best to stop that from happening. But couldn't didn't succeed in doing that. But other than that, I think he had an excellent game, in my opinion. He played for 90 minutes, total shots 2 in total. Accurate passes 54 out of 61. He's an excellent passer of the ball, we all know that. And He orchestrates a line breaking passes, don't just pass for the sake of it. He's like Cucurella. He sees passing lanes where you don't know one exists, and once he passes the ball, I don't know the correct. He displaces at least one, two, three of opposition players. Touches in total, bloodshot one, big chances missed. That diving header, he was just unlucky in my opinion. Touches 74, touches in opposition box, two passes into the final third, five. You see that? Even though he's a central defender, he's a CB. Accurate long balls, 6 out of 9, 67%. That's excellent. Offside one time. Non-penalty XG 0.13. Tackles 1 out of 2, 50%. Clearances 6 in total. Header clearances 5. Interceptions 1. Recoveries of 3. Dribbled pass 1 time. What else? Dues. Ground dues. Okay, dues 9 in total. Dues lost 1. Grand dues 2 out of 3, 67%. Area dues 1. Yeah, he was excellent aerially for us too. 7 out of 7. And Houston, something I've said before. When we pair when we had games that we had the pairing of Wesley Fofana either with Benwa Berdashile or Levi Kower, they start games well. But usually towards the end of the game, when the opposition again facing when they face persistent pressure from the opposition, they usually start panicking. You see them making silly mistakes. But whenever we have Tosin with either of the Berdashile or Colwell, we don't panic. Even no matter the measure of pressure we face. And he didn't panic yesterday. We considered, yeah, it was him going down, trying to stop the opposition player to score against us, and he missed it. That's his stat. Beyond, again, without, except for that, I think he had a perfect game in my opinion. He led the back line well. He may not come across as the most vocal, but he leads by example, reads the game better than any of our defenders. Again, I'm going to say that's my opinion. If you disagree, I want to know why you don't think that's the case. Nick, finally, nice to see you defending in unit. What is the accent? Meta. Maresca Masterclass. He's an excellent tactician, in my opinion. Kachibusu, you too, and thank you for joining us. What is it? This is going back to work. Okay. Thank you so much, DJ. The innocence. What is Nick saying here? Ty, anything you want to say about Tosin? He had a
Yeah,
good game in my opinion. I think we should round off with that one.
yeah, for sure. I think, and look, the Starboard tackles one. I think why they said it's one of the two is because of that tackle that he made. But I mean, that's the unfortunate thing, with fans and everything. If you make the tackle and it plays off, oh, wonderful decision, and then if it doesn't, then it was the wrong decision. I mean, I think he made the right choice. He was just unlucky because I don't know, and I'm concerned about that player Mbuemo. He loves a goal against us. I think that was his fourth goal against us in four seasons. So, I
I didn't
mean,
know that.
yeah, he scores against us every time, each time that we would have lost in the past three games prior. So, it was concerning. I remember last season with Sanchez he's very quick. He's one of the quickest players I saw. But yeah, I think he had a very good game, aerially and everything. And as you said, when he's pairing with one of Levi Cole, and obviously Fofana, if he plays with Fofana, I'm sure the impact will be there as well. But the Shield, for sure, you see that you see that he leads by the example. And I mean, sometimes you don't need all players to be vocal because then that becomes a problem. And people cry for a vocal leader at the back, which can work, but you can't have two vocal people. You're gonna have one. You're gonna have this unity there. So I think it's better to prepare players like Levi Cole, who could potentially become even more of a leader after. You give him that chance to hone that trait, and then he becomes even better. But Tosin, for sure, despite not being vocal, is a good player to pair with any of the centre backs that are still trying to learn their game. And I mean, we signed him for his age in terms of experience, and all that. So definitely, and that's why it goes back. We don't really need to sign a centre back because if he starts matches, and you allow the chemistry to build between him and another centre back, I think we'll be fine. And the errors that we're making, it's not like it's life or death. It's just, ironing out those things where you decide when to go up and when to be deep, and that can improve over time in the season. It's just about limiting the amount of times it happens. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Ty. I don't know if Bobby has anything else to say before we call it a day. We were about to round up before you joined. You came back, Bobby.
No, it's good. It's good. I just joined back by courtesy, but yeah, you can round up if you want to. We've still got a lot of football to be had. We've got the game on Thursday. We've got the
Yeah.
game at Everton on Sunday. So we see as we take it a step at a time.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Bobby. And yeah, you're in the house. Nice to see you punch out. You can scream that as loud as you want, and I'm with you. But yeah, thank you so much. Um, Nightbot is he's gone AWOL, absent without leaving. I'm not sure why. That's been happening for a few weeks right now. Before it works at all, but right now it looks like it stopped working at all. But that's by the way, I appreciate you joining us, bro. They say lateness is greatness. And Ty, thank you for joining me on the panel. I will try and reach out to you as soon as I get a chance. I have to go get my boys, help my boys get ready for school and drop them off for school also. With that, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Bobby, for joining. Thank you, Brianni Yahayu, Nick Fudley. Thank you, DJ Soof. Thank you so much, Chelsky. Who else was here? Kenya I can't pronounce it. The spelling Revolutionary. Okay, thank you for joining us. I think I got that correctly. And the Bluetooth again. Who else was here? Kirk Floyd. Nice to see you, Mr. Kirk Floyd. 90 minutes pod minutes, 90 plus pod minutes. Nice to see you. I appreciate you all. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train. years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, 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 la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.